talking about drone flying, when you fly a drone, there's 5 things that I really want to tell you guys that you should take note before you even try to take off and doing takeoff. Okay, so let's start with number point 1. So for point 1, I would really recommend this, but so some drones, especially the Phantom 4 or the Mavic or this newest one that's using DJI Go 4 app, it has a vision positioning system, and also the Phantom 3 Professional also has it. So with that system, right, you can take off in vision mode and it'll be really safe. But the thing you need to take note is that you will want to stay in like near land areas and somewhere where it's not obstructed by trees until your GPS says is ready to go, because when you have no GPS, the drone limits you to 30 meters and 30 meters all around you, only because it is a fail-safe, because it doesn't know where your home point is. So I would recommend you guys to stay around where you are, where there's an open area where you know if in case your remote dies or something happens, your drone will land safely by itself. So you want to stay in that area. Then to get GPS, you want to go high up a bit, but stay in that relatively safe area and point the camera down so you know where the drone will be landing. So that's a safety tip number 1. Number 2, never ever fly in the direction where, let's say you are facing forward, and then let's say you are in a HDB flat, then here's a wall over here. Then you have your drone right here, you took off, and then behind you is houses, it's a lot of houses, and you can't actually face behind you. Do not ever try to go backwards, do not fly backwards behind you, because then you won't ever get signal, because going through a HDB block, a lot of apartments, or maybe a business district with one entire huge ass building in front of you, your remote control won't actually penetrate to that. Because of return to home, and then suddenly you lose the signal, then it's trying to land, but then it's behind the building or it's slightly off on the building and it's starting to land on the roof. You have no control because you can't run up to the rooftop of a HDB flat to get it, nor you can run up to a business district area, because they will won't allow you to be on the roof. So you need to take note of that. So if there's a lot of buildings behind you, only fly forward, and within your this range, only fly forward. Do not ever fly backwards behind you. And now your remote is not going to get your drone back because it can't penetrate through such a big area. Then you also want to make sure that if you're flying in especially a lot of buildings nearby, don't go too far, because your signal is getting interfered with a lot of Wi-Fi signals. Tip number 3, nowadays have a lot of VPS systems, especially for DJI drones, vision positioning system. If you're wondering, you would take off from, let's say, maybe a building or something, or multi-story car park. I don't know why you'll be doing that, but maybe you found a good shot and you want to do it. You see it says vision ready to go, then you just start flying it off the edge, then suddenly it says active mode. Yeah, that's because the drone in vision mode, it only has a certain distance that the ultrasonic sensors below the drone can sense the ground. You want to take note of that. If let's say it's really too far down, and then your ultrasonic sensors cannot detect the ground, so it goes straight into active mode. Yeah, I would recommend you guys, if let's say you are flying, then you use vision because you can't get GPS. You fly up to a certain height, maybe above the building or something like that, but that's low enough so that you still can get vision positioning system. And then you will eventually get GPS, then it says home point, you'll set your home point, then you will go off. And that's the safest route I would tell you. Unless you're not to fly in ATI mode, go ahead and do that, because ATI mode you have no GPS, the drone drills the wind. This height of your vision positioning system may vary for different models. Let's say you have a Phantom 4, mine is about 10 meters, so you might want to check it out of your drone specs, the ultrasonic sensor. Okay, number 4, this just happened to me recently, but when you're taking off, and then let's say you see your drone detects a wall, and its vision positioning system radars are all in red, and then you take off, then let's say somehow your drone starts to drift with the wind a slight bit and starts whacking itself against the wall. You can't really go backwards can't really go backwards because it limits your movement a lot. So you just keep on beeping at you. Then if you try to land, sometimes it won't even land, because with vision positioning system, it wants to check the ground that you're landing first in order to see whether you're landing in water or something. So be careful of that. Always take off from open spaces, or if you want to, you could turn off vision positioning system so it stops trying to prevent you from moving in tight spaces, because in tight spaces there's walls, and the cameras that the drone uses to avoid obstacles detect that, and it will limit your movement a lot. If you see your radar chart is red, please try to move back forward a bit more, because you do not want to see that in red. You want to give it about orange or something like that, so you can maneuver out safely when you're taking off. So number 5, always remember to set your RTH, your return to home height, correctly. So what I recommend you to do, if let's say you're not too sure how high the buildings are around you, what you want to do is that you take your drone, you lift off, you go up to the height you see, because you see distance above the ground on your screen at the bottom, and then you want to turn your drone, put the camera up all the way, and then take a look at your horizon, see if anything is higher than that. If nothing is higher than that of the current height you're at, then come down, land, set your return to home height at that height. But if you roughly know, let's say like private houses or around the height is not more than 30 meters, you can set it to that. For some strange reason, I'm pretty sure I clipped on a prop like really well. It was really in there. Yeah, but somehow it's still flown off. I suspect maybe one of these broke off. So when it flew off, the only reason why my drone is still here is because whenever I take off, I always tend to do the manual takeoff like this. So this will make your drone rotor spin, but then it doesn't actually take off yet. So what I tend to do is like, I tend to rev it a bit. There's more rev so that the drone doesn't take off, but then it just spins its motor faster than normal. So you just go like, it'll go vroom vroom like that. So by doing that, you make sure that all these are tight, and if they are not tight, the blades will probably go flying off. So when you do so, please stand back. During the incident, I nearly got my face cut from this, because the prop was barely missed my face. It flew off like in a weird shape and flew off that way into the middle of the road, and the prop got ran over by cars, and it's probably destroyed now.
Okay, another thing they want to take note when you're flying your drone is that if people walk up to you and ask you, hey, how high can your drone go? Okay, there'll be this few common questions that ask you when you're flying. They say, how high can it go? How much does this thing cost? How far can it go? And then yeah, the point is these 3 questions. You're better off trying to like tell them to wait until once they are done flying, because if you're trying to talk to them, then while you are flying, your attention shifts towards them and not the drone, so you have a higher chance of crashing. This has happened to me many times before. I even wrote a clip in here. So
you mean now it's even more expensive?
No, now it's cheaper lah.
Oh,
Yeah, now when I bought this 1.8k.
So what is the range like for it to be done? So I fly all the way there, right?
They advertise about like 4 kilometers.
But you want to test?
yeah, so the last thing is that you want to make sure your firmware and vision sensors are all working. Yesterday you have vision sensor error in the Phantom 4, that in the same clip that you see, you have the issue where the drone will start going down. But
Now it's pretty stable, I don't know.
Yeah, it's still hovering that. It's still going up and down occasionally. You can. It's moving a lot. That's why you can see it going backwards in the camera.
Yeah, because there's a bit of wind.
itself, but when you're not even moving it, because the drone doesn't know where it is. So any error where you're top of the screen, the DJI Go part, when it says ready to go, if it's red, please make sure you fix the issue. If it's compass error and you have vision, that's okay, but if you have vision and sensor errors, that's quite a serious one, and you should probably fix that. So yeah, hope you guys get to learn a bit more things in this video and learn from my mistakes, and I'll see you guys next time.